Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back with another team outlook. This time is the Baltimore Orioles. Blake, it was a weird offseason for these O's. They lost Corbin Burns, Anthony Santander, James McCann, John Means, Eloy Jimenez. They did bring in Charlie Morton, Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill, Sagano, Sanchez, Kittredge, and Liriano. But man, Burns and Santander obviously stand out. You're losing a former Cy Young, and you're losing a guy that can hit 40 home runs. So they did replace him with Tyler O'Neill and Charlie Morton, who will definitely make up the innings, maybe not the production of Corbin Burns. And then Sagano comes over from Japan. So, it's to me, they're rolling the dice on some guys. I know they're a young team. They do have prospects in the chamber to come up and be of impact. But, I mean, coming off of 91 and 71 record last year and losing those two guys in particular, it's got to hurt for O's fans.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Um, I mean, there's some positives in this offseason for sure, but the silver lining is pretty thin for me. I mean, O'Neal will definitely supply some power that you lost with Santander, but um, they're gonna hope that Grayson Rodriguez continues to take big steps forward to replace the production of a guy like Corbin Burns. But for me, that's a lot of money to give to Gary Sanchez, who's going to primarily play DH and a little bit of backup catcher when uh when Adley Rutschman's not in there. But yeah, $15 million to a guy like Morton, and we'll see what we got from Sugano, who comes over from Japan, like you mentioned. So a lot of question marks with this team. Obviously, it's a young team, and they're going to continue to develop, but for a team that had such a good year last year, they got a new ownership. I just thought they would have spent their money a little better than they did. We'll see what happens. It's still going to be a good team, and I'm not saying they're not going to be competitive with in this division, but um, definitely thought they would have been a little more aggressive. I like last year, you go out and trade for a guy like Corbin Burns. Unfortunately, they couldn't extend it, but like that's the aggressive moves that this team should be making. And when these guys are still on cheap deals, and you're not extending a guy like Rutschman, and you're not extending Gunnar Henderson yet, they're still cheap. So I just feel like they should be a little bit more aggressive than what they have been.
Yeah, let's move over to their lineup and how it's looking to and going into 2025. It's Colton Cowser, Rutschman, O'Hearn, Mountcastle, Mullins, O'Neill, Westberg, Holiday, and Urias. Gary Sanchez on the bench. Kajurstad, Liriano, uh, Machin, that I don't really know much about.
Yep.
Gunner gonna start the year on the IL. It's tough. Jorge Mateo, same thing. Um, so it's going to be a battle the first month or so for this team without Gunner. Um, and to be honest with you, I'm looking at this lineup and they're going to have to run. They're going to have to make it happen with the legs.
Yep.
Um, Tyler O'Neill, I do like the fit. I just hate that he's the replacement for Santander.
Right.
Um, I think it's a good fit. It just sucks that he's the replacement for a switch hitting, power hitter that had a lot of production for this team a year ago.
Yep.
We go over that rotation. It's Eflin, Morton, Kramer, Sugano, and Povich to start the year. Kyle Bradish, Grayson Rodriguez, Trevor Rogers, Tyler Wells, they're all hurt. So um, it doesn't, they have a lot of depth when everybody is healthy.
Yep.
So nothing to worry about there, in my opinion. I mean, Eflin has been really solid over the past 3 seasons. I think he can hold it down. Charlie Morton, we know what we're getting out of him. He's going to be that workhorse,
Yep.
take the ball every 5 days. Dean Kramer's had some success. Sagano's the wild card, and then Cade Povich, right? And in the bullpen, they have Bautista, Dominguez, Aiken, Cano, Soto, Perez, Baker, and Suarez. Felix Bautista missed all last year.
Yep.
It's going to be nice to have him back in the back part of the bullpen. They struggled a little bit in the bullpen last year in parts of the season. So, um, what stands out to you, Blake? To me, it's the lineup. I know Gunner's hurt, but what stands out to you about this team? And do you think they can replicate their 91 wins from a year ago?
For me, I think early on they're gonna have to take a page out of the Cleveland Guardians book, and that's gonna be the bullpen. For me, you got Cano, Dominguez, and Bautista at that back end of the bullpen. You get leads into the sixth inning and then you lock it down. Like that's kind of they're gonna have to scratch and claw a little bit, and they might have to outslug some teams. But the lineup, it's what are we going to get out of Jackson Holiday? That's my question here. Is the sophomore season? He had some struggles coming up last year. He looked pretty good. Looked like he had a good off season. So interested to see what we get from him in his sophomore year. And Colton Cowser is another guy for me. That's going to be a guy that they're going to lean on right at the top of that lineup. So lineup's definitely a little thin right now for sure. Without Gunner, it's definitely drastically changes at that top that lineup, but it's still going to be a good team. Are they going to win 91 games? It'll be close, but it's still a pretty good team. A lot of good young talent.
Well, Fangraphs has them only winning 83 games, so a big swing there. 8 game difference from a year ago. I'm going to go ahead and take the over, though. And I think with the Yankees' injuries to Stanton and Garrett Cole out for the year,
Yep.
I think there still is a window for the Orioles to go win this division this year.
Yep.
Um, you know, and the Red Sox, I like them on paper, but we have to see them do it. I mean, I think I would lean towards the Red Sox just because of that pitching that they've built up. And the addition of Bregman, I do like their squad. I like the kids that are coming up. But I think the Orioles have proven for 2 years now that they're going to be in the thick of things and right there at the top.
Yep.
And they're an exciting ball club and they're scrappy and they're in your face. And, the O's, I think, can win this division. And the Yankees, in my opinion, without Garrett Cole, it's going to come down to Max Fried.
Yeah.
And Max Fried's had some injury bug as well, so they have to keep him out there, and Max Fried has to become that ace for them. Um, but I am going to take the over on the Orioles at 83 wins, and I do think they make the playoffs. So um, I think they're at least the 87 win
Yeah, I'm going to
team.
take the over as well. You've kind of adopted the Orioles as your kind of second team the last 3 years. You've been pretty high on them for sure. Like you said, it's an exciting team. I think 83 wins is kind of disrespectful to this team. I think they're going to probably win 86, 88, maybe somewhere in that range. They're going to compete for the division for sure. I just wish they would have took a bigger swing and replaced Santander in went after somebody like that caliber. Not saying no disrespect to Tyler O'Neill, but like you said, it just sucks that he's that replacement for Santander.
Right. Well, that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. As always, we appreciate you guys for listening and watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.